So, is there a minimum salary requirement when it comes to getting a mortgage in the UK as a foreign national? Now, I'm going to give you the essential guide and everything you need to know in this very short video. But just to start off by saying that there isn't really a minimum salary requirement for most lenders. But of course, the value of the property that you can buy will very much depend on your income and also your expenditure as well. So, we're basically looking at the whole picture of what we would call affordability, which really comes down to how much you're earning and from what sources, and then also what your commitments are. So if you've got any credit cards, loans, children, that could all come into the picture as well. Now, your level of income can affect the options available. And for example, normally you could borrow somewhere between 4.5 to 4.75 times your annual income. And that would be both yourself and a partner potentially, or whoever you'd like to apply for the mortgage with. But if you've got joint household income of over about £50,000, then some lenders could actually potentially give you more. And there is one particular lender in the market for foreign nationals who are happy as long as you've lived in the UK for at least 2 years. For NHS staff, it can be a little bit less than that, sometimes 18 months or 1 year. They could give up to 5.5 times lending sometimes. So that is very much possible, even if you're in the UK on a visa. For normally, if you had the kind of £50,000 household income, then you'd get somewhere between 225,000 to 237,500. So that's 4.5 up to 4.75 times. If we could get the 5.5 times, then that goes all the way up to 275,000. So it's obviously quite a large increase and would make quite a big difference in terms of the property that you could actually buy. Now, for higher income levels, especially income, so let's say joint applicants of over £100,000 per annum, so that could be two £50,000 salaries, or it could be a 60,000 and a £40,000 salary. That can give us options to more lenders, and some of those do have cheaper interest rates as well. So, your income that you have can affect the different options available and also the amount of lending that we can get. So it's important just to think about that. Now, in terms of the income that we can actually use for you, one of the things we can do is use your overtime or sometimes second job. So if you've got a second job that you're working part time, for example, and if you're on a working visa, then of course the maximum extra hours you'll be able to do is 20. But sometimes we can use both of those incomes, or even if you're, let's say, you're an NHS worker and you've got bank income on top, we can also look at using that income, which helps towards the affordability assessment. Of course, the area that you live in really does dictate kind of the amount of lending that you need and the property that you'll be able to buy, right? If you are on a £30,000 a year salary and so is your partner, and you live in London, it's going to be a lot more difficult to find somewhere to buy. If you're living in Manchester or Midlands or something like that, it's going to be a lot easier to buy a house, for example, because the property prices are just lower. So that is really one of the main variables or changes, is kind of where you're living or looking to buy in the UK. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do drop me a like and subscribe. It really helps me to continue to bring you this useful content. If you've got any questions for me, just drop them in the comment section below, and I'll answer them or make a video on them if it's a big enough topic. And yeah, I'm going to link another video on the screen, and it's called "Everything You Need to Know to Buy Your First Home Here." It's a really good video. It's a step-by-step guide and will give you, of course, everything you need to know. So thanks for watching and have a good